Question number 12. We have a discount store that buys a stereo for $1,500 less 25%. So our cost price is going to be $1,500 less the 25% discount. The expenses are 40% of cost and the required profit is 30% of cost. All merchandise is marked up so that the store can advertise a discount of 30% while still maintaining its regular markup. What is the price that is marked on the stereo? There's a little bit of a glitch here with the wording here, but nonetheless we'll set that aside for now. I think we understand what the question is asking. First of all, let's figure out what the cost price is. So the cost price is going to be equal to $1,500 less the 25% discount. So 1 minus 25%. That leaves us with a cost price of $1,500 times 0.75. 75% of the cost price is what's left. The overall cost price is reduced to $11.25. So there's my cost price, and I'm going to now determine what my regular selling price should be for this item. And so I'm going to use the relationship selling price minus the cost price is equal to my markup. But in this case I also have some other expenses, and the expenses are 40% of cost, so minus the expenses, and from that I will then have my net income or my profit. And now I'm going to indicate on my little chart here that the expenses are 40% of cost. So we've got 40% of my cost price. Now where's the 100% of my cost price? Since it's based on cost, 100% of cost price is going to be up here. 40% of cost price and 100% of cost price. We also know that the markup or the profit that is required is 30% of cost price. So my net income should be 30% of cost price. You'll notice that I filled in my chart here with all of my percentages as much as I can, and now I know that the expenses have to be subtracted, so working this backwards, this makes sense to me now that the markup must be equal to 70% of my cost price. So the markup is 70% of cost price because I have to add the two amounts, expenses and net income. And of course, when I work backwards up to the top row, I have to subtract my cost price from my sales, and this is all based on cost. This must end up being a total of 170% of cost price. So my selling price must be 170% of my cost price. Now I know that my cost price is $11.25, so $1,125 is equal to my cost price, and I can calculate 70% of my cost price, I can calculate 40% of my cost price, and I can actually calculate all of those percentages by calculating a percentage of that $11.25. But for now I don't really care about those numbers. All I care about is what my regular selling price should be, and I'm going to calculate 170% of my cost price. 170% of 11.25 works out to be 1.7 times 11.25, or an amount of $1,912.50. And so we can conclude that the regular selling price, or basically the final selling price, should be $1,912.50 in order to make this profit. Now they want to maintain that profit, so what they want to do is they want to create an artificial regular selling price so that they can advertise a discount of 30% while still maintaining the markup. So at that point, what that means is that with a 30% discount, they still want the same profit. So what is the marked price? The marked selling price going to be equal to? Well, the marked selling price is going to be equal to something based on, let me just say marked selling price, so that whatever the marked selling price is, we want to take 30% off that marked selling price and still end up selling the product at our regular selling price, which is $1,912.50. And so what that means is that $1912.50 is going to be a reflection of a 30% discount. So we now have 19.12 and 50 cents is equal to the marked selling price multiplied by 70%. So in order to solve for the marked selling price, I'm going to divide by 70% or divide by 0.7. That means that our marked selling price will be equal to 27.32 and 14 cents. So if they have a marked price of 27.32 on the item, 27.32 and 14 cents, with a 30% discount on this item, they will still be able to sell it for 19.12 and 50 cents, still maintaining their markup.